USDA has proposed changes to the tournament payment structure, and we'll tell you how Sicily and Arkansas are now connected through agriculture, and a lot more on today's episode of the Arkansas AgCast, which starts right now.
You're listening to the Arkansas AgCast, where we discuss the latest news, trends, and issues impacting Arkansas farmers and ranchers. Our show is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau Federation and hosted by Jason Brown and John Nickman.
Happy Thursday, gents.
Yeah, congratulations. You made it this far in the week.
Yeah. I am extra excited today.
Are you?
The sun's shining.
It is.
The sun's
Cold in here, though.
Yeah, it is chilly. My kiddo came downstairs this morning and she said, "Dad, I haven't seen blue skies in a long time."
Blue skies.
She said, "I haven't woken up to blue skies in a long time."
It's very observant of you.
I said, "Guess what? You're going to do it again tomorrow. I think we're going to have sunshine 2 days in a row." So,
my dog took my tennis shoe outside yesterday morning. I didn't know. Didn't notice that, and she does not bring them back in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's not very responsible.
Not the best golden retriever. She's
Yeah.
good at being golden. So yeah, my tennis shoes sit outside all morning during the rain.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And these aren't like yard shoes. These are
No. These are like
These are-
nice walking shoes. You know? So
We have a half.
they're drying at the moment. You know, They're not ruined.
Not ruined.
Ruined.
We have a half golden retriever, and ours is also terrible at the retriever piece.
Yeah.
She'll play fetch for 2 tosses, and then it's just like, nah, I'm not interested in that anymore.
That was fun. I'm done.
She'd rather just run around like crazy than
Yeah.
to actually retrieve something.
Yeah. Our golden retriever, Princess Bonbon, is one of her many names.
Is this a Star Wars deal?
No, her name's
Okay.
Bonnie.
Oh, okay. You just call her Princess Bonbon.
Yeah, she's
I
a
love
princess.
the nicknames in your house.
Well, there's a thing about people from Stuttgart. Everybody's got a nickname or is big on nicknames. I don't know. You meet somebody from that area, we all have nicknames of some sort. So I guess I've taken that and I've nicknamed everybody in the house, including the dog.
Okay. So you just have one, or do you have 2?
We had 2.
Okay, I thought you did.
No, Boomer passed away a year ago. Actually, today I think.
Oh my gosh, I'm
I'm
sorry. I did not.
I didn't
mean
even
to
think
do
about
that.
that till you brought it up.
Oh my gosh.
But here we are.
That took a turn.
Yeah, that was not what I expected. I'm very, very sorry.
No, but we still have Princess Bonbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She's a big golden retriever. She's 12, big fluffy, hairy beast.
Yeah.
She's the sweetest thing you probably ever seen.
Doesn't leave any hair around.
She leaves hair everywhere. That's in my office. Yeah. So, but yeah, she left my shoe outside. It's wet.
We were talking about a meeting, you and me, the other day, and you go, "Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to make it on time. I got to drop that bologna off." And I was like, "Oh, now you're speaking my language." You know, I cook barbecue bologna all the time, and then it clicked. I'm like, "Dummy, he's talking about Anthony."
Yeah. Little Tony Baloney.
all the nicknames in them.
And he was at the office, was it Friday?
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. What all did you give him?
I loaded him up. I'll tell you, if you bring a kid to this office, it will turn into trick or treat.
I will say it was the healthiest snacks on y'all's end of the hall than anybody else.
I did. I gave him one of those Fig Newton fruit bars and some freeze dried mandarin oranges.
Yep.
So he immediately threw the mandarin oranges in the trash. Did not like those.
No.
But he took the
I think
fruit
he
bars
took a
with
bite
him.
of one and then put it back in the bag.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
He
He pulled it out, took a bite, put it right back in.
I'm good with that. Where's the
Fine.
fruit snacks?
Yeah. So it was so much fun to see him. He's a live wire. Although I think he was in a candy coma by the time he got to my office a little bit.
Yeah, I think that upset his stomach at the end of the day. When we got home.
I bet.
He wasn't feeling great. He ate a lot that day. But
His dad was his pack mule. He had one thing of fruit snacks. Max carrying like 4 other snacks in his hands, and they're just kind of.
I think he got a kid's book from OMP that day too. So I had a lot of stuff in my hands,
Yeah.
Very nice.
including a child.
Yeah. Oh, me. What do y'all got going on? Nothing?
Nothing new.
Just making it through.
Catching up with, I'm going to try to reconnect with all the kids now that they're all out of school.
So it is that time.
This is already officially summer break.
It is.
When was that official?
Week and a half ago. It was like a week before Memorial Day. So
Okay.
Yeah, for us, it was Friday, but then we didn't have summer care. So it was really Monday, I guess.
Yeah.
And that totally changes everything. They don't open as early as school and kind of puts everything behind. And
yeah.
anyway.
There was a half-day break between Tone's semester and summer at
Yeah.
daycare.
Yeah, nice.
If you want to call it a semester.
Did they change classes now or like in August?
Yeah, he did change classes.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know if that was because of like age or
Yeah.
just because it's summer.
Yeah, it's generally some kind of cycle like that.
Yeah.
But as I recall. Yeah, it's summertime. I mean, it's pool season, get outside season.
That's right.
They say we kind of got lower humidity today, maybe tomorrow.
I hope so.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the weather, but I just like summer.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I like summer.
You like the heat,
No, I like the
humidity, mosquitoes.
Do not make fun of me. My wife would laugh me out of this room, but I'm going to say it. I like the vibe of summer. Everybody's just kind of
You just kind of
a little bit more relaxed.
Okay, Joe, California.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, everybody's got kind of a different attitude about them.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like, people are just kind of, hey, I walked into Brian's office earlier. I'm like, man, school's out. Everybody's going to be trap shooting tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you okay if I just take the day off?
You just dip out.
Yeah. He's like,
He said no.
Whatever you want to do. He did say no, actually.
I did.
Because I said, do you mind? I said,
Yeah.
do you mind? He's like, or I said, is that cool with you, I think, or something like that. And he's like, no. He's like, well, I mean, yes, but no, I don't mind.
Yeah.
It kind of
I
became
got
a
my
thing,
worst. We started it off with, do you mind? And
So-
I'm going to do this. And
Point being, I'm running
You
out
do
of
what
here.
you feel like.
He's
You
generally
need to do.
pretty good about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of summer,
Yeah.
today's the anniversary of D-Day. Did you know
Oh,
that?
it is. I have seen a few things about that today.
Any of y'all have any World War II veterans in your family?
I do not.
No.
No.
Brian?
not any longer did.
Did. Yeah. I think my great uncle and my grandfather on the other side of the family
Oh yeah.
were all in World War II.
Yeah, my two grandfathers were.
Yeah.
So
Man, that's a crazy time in history, though. Can you imagine that now?
Yeah.
That would be insane.
indeed.
But also this month, Blackberry Month is this month in Arkansas. And nationally, it's Dairy Month.
Oh, okay.
So go out there and drink you some milk and eat some blackberries.
At the same
Not
time.
together.
Yeah, you
Not
just-
together.
I don't know. You could have a glass of milk and blackberry cobbler.
I like blackberries fine. Not at the top of my fruit list.
Really?
Yeah. No.
We have a world-renowned breeders here in the state of Arkansas.
You are correct. And I believe we have reported on that semi-recently.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we do.
And then also today is Arkansas's Farmer Market Week proclamation.
Oh, okay.
It'll be in downtown.
Are you going for that?
I will be there.
Okay.
So if you
You
see
are
some
busy.
pictures, look for me.
Yeah.
Sweating in the background.
Can I officially ask as we record the show?
You
will
cannot go with me,
snap
no.
a couple of photos and send them to us. We might be able to use them.
I will.
Very true.
I will. Keeping up with the specialty crop kind of news, I guess. Horticultural Field Day by the U of A will be in Hope at the Southwest Research and Extension Center June 27th, so at the end of this month.
I hear watermelons are actually kind of getting
That'll be about that time.
Yeah.
And that field day will be 8:30 to 1 o'clock. So if y'all are interested in joining me,
Are you going out for that?
I'm going to try my best.
That'll be a good one.
I have registered for the event. So that's
Okay.
a good note. If you want to attend, register.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure at uada.edu.
Yeah.
Okay.
University's website. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them or direct you in any way.
Do you think there will be watermelon samples down there?
If watermelons are ready,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Speaking of summer and things that I like about summer, shout out to Hempstead County. because that is probably my favorite day of the year as a Farm Bureau employee.
When they bring all the watermelons.
When they bring all those, load up
It's a good
trailers
day.
of watermelon
good
and
day.
bring them to the state office.
Absolutely.
Cut them up.
Yeah.
Feed us.
Did you get roped into that speed?
That
Their seed
that
spitting?
impromptu seed spitting. I was just about to talk about that. I did not. I bore witness.
Yeah, I think I won that.
It was worth it to see Stanley participate.
Maybe Stanley won it. I don't remember.
I could see you winning that.
Can you?
So
It feels
Yeah,
like something
yeah.
you would excel at.
I'm not crazy about watermelon seeds, so they got to get out.
I've not had a watermelon this year, even an import watermelon. I don't think.
I've been wanting to try the yellow meat watermelon.
Never had one.
I hadn't either.
Yeah.
I hear everyone has their favorite, and they say this one is sweeter than the other.
Yeah.
The yellow watermelon producers swear by them. Say,
Really?
These are the sweetest. And I've heard a lot of people say they are very good. So
I think
give
for
them a try.
research sake, the three of us need to try one.
We should.
Hopefully, we can find one that's grown in Arkansas.
We could go to Hope and see if they have any. And then what's the other? Is it Cave City?
Cave City.
Yeah.
Cave City, we've got a cool story on that on YouTube. They keep their, they have the official Cave City watermelon stickers that they put on their products because there are imitations that you'll see around.
Really?
And they keep those, as I recall, in the bank vault, the local bank's vault.
Really?
And they keep those things locked down tight.
You said we did a video on that last year, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a year before.
Yeah, I think it
We
was
called
year
it
before.
something like Watermelon Wars, and
Yeah,
it was kind of a looking back at both, right?
Yeah, and there was a front porch article, the cover story. It was Melon Wars.
Yeah, I think I do remember that.
Cave City and Hope sort of, and we visited both places, kind
Yeah.
of talked about both and what makes their soil ideal for growing watermelons and things like that.
Cool. I'll have to go back and check that out.
We put together good content.
Yeah, every once in a while,
Just saying.
y'all do a good job.
Well, before we get into the news, real quick, I thought I'd hit on crop progress and quality. In many ways, this has been a tough road the past couple of weeks. Y'all have heard us brag about being ahead. It's kind of not the case anymore. Corn, of course, we're done on planting with corn. We've got 99% of the crop emerged, still slightly ahead of the 5-year average. Rice, we've got 100% of that planted.
Yeah, they're looking good.
That was a 1% increase. They were stuck at 99% for a couple of weeks. They're up. 96% of the crop, rice crop is emerged. That's still ahead by about 10% of the 5-year average. Soybeans were at 92% planted plus 4% from last week. 84% emerged. Still pretty well ahead of that. Now, let me be clear. This does not include replants, and we are going to see quite a bit of replants, I believe.
Yeah.
And then cotton planted, we've got 93% done. That's up 7% from last week's report. 83% of that crop's emerged, a little ahead of the 5-year average. Peanuts, 93% planted, 8% jump from last week. And this is the number I've highlighted in red here. 72% of the peanut crop has emerged. The 5-year average there is 76%. So this is the one and only moment in time this year that we have seen since we've been reporting a fall back, dragging behind the 5-year average, and that's on peanut emergence. So we'll continue keeping an eye on that. Certainly, this is all weather related. I can tell you, I talked to a farmer on the phone this morning who says we still haven't gotten beans done yet, meaning like that should have been done a while back, but they've been delayed.
I've been hearing the same thing about soybeans.
Yeah, and I think we may go shoot a video. We also got a call from a farmer who is using a drone to spray rice today. First time ever. Yeah. Completely out of necessity. The fields are too wet to get into, so they are trying their hands at drone application for rice to try and see if they can't keep the crop advancing a little bit.
Did we report on a? Did I report on a drone story a few weeks ago, or was that one I read that I thought because they had changed the rule to where now one person can man 3 drones?
Oh, interesting.
I think FSA did.
Yeah,
Not FSA. What's the
FFA?
Yeah, not FFA. No.
I mean FAA. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
You know, FFA, they tell you what to do. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, FAA, Federal Aviation Administration.
I don't know. That just brought up a thought.
So I think Justin may be going over to grab some footage and some information about that. I thought that was really interesting to see. It's just another weather impact, that they can't spray rice because the fields are so wet. So the weather impacts keep coming this year. So let me see corn quality real quick as we wrap up. 70% good to excellent. That's another downgrade since last week. Rice quality is at 76% good to excellent. Actually, a little bit of an improvement over last week. Soybeans are nearly 74% good to excellent, holding steady there on quality. Cotton is nearly 75% good to excellent. And I thought we'd talk a little bit about vegetable quality reporting. That's around 45% good to excellent. I'd like to know sort of what's driving that. Maybe they'll talk about that at the horticulture meeting that you're going to.
Yeah.
Over half of the vegetable crop right now is rated fair.
Now, is that for the state or? Okay.
Yeah, this is for all these numbers are state based. Okay. Good question. And then soil moisture levels, I bet you'll never guess, are really strong across about 95% of the state. There is some I say dryness. That's a relative term. I mean, like 50% moisture level or less, I mean, but the only spots that were not, sort of over the top on soil moisture were Independence, Sharp, and Izard counties.
Okay.
So north central Arkansas area got some, not as wet as others, according to USDA at least.
Yeah. It's not a prediction, but I would imagine that at some point the faucet's going to get turned off.
Yeah.
And it will be turned off for a long time.
I would agree.
Yeah. I think Texas is in a drought right now.
Yeah. Oh, right? Interesting. Yeah.
And then, but you see across the Midwest, a lot of planting is being hindered because it's too wet.
Yeah. I read an article just kind of looking around, and I quoted an Illinois farmer who said this planting season has been a learning experience. So they've most of the country has been behind this year. Arkansas has been sort of the anomaly, as it were, as far ahead as we've been. So, yeah, you're right. Weather will change.
I talked to somebody the other day that hadn't put a soybean in the ground yet because it's too wet.
Oh, my gosh. That to me that's wild. So,
it happens.
But it happens. Yeah, depending on where you are. All right. You want to get into it?
You want to talk about some poultry stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's talk poultry, shall we?
All right.
For a while now, there has been some controversy regarding the tournament system poultry growers participate in, and now USDA has proposed changes to the system.
Okay.
So those that are not familiar, the tournament system in poultry production, I am no expert by any means, but this is kind of how they're judged on how well they get paid, and they're compared to their peers or other farmers in their area or district or however it's organized. And there has been, like I said, a bunch of questions about how that's going on and whether it's fair or not. So this past Monday, USDA released a new proposal to reform the poultry tournament system that would guarantee a base price for growers' birds. You all may remember that USDA issued a rule in November that required poultry integrators to share more information with potential and future growers before they enter into contracts. And it is its inclusive competition rule in March, which established effective standards under the Packers and Stockyards Act. So there's already been a lot of stuff going on with this. This is just another
step
icing, on the cake, right? Yeah. According to the department, the latest proposal would also provide critical tools to enable growers to better identify risks that may arise on capital improvement practices and enhance the ability for USDA to enforce existing prohibitions on unfair capital improvement practices. It's a mouthful. The rule also would establish a duty of fair comparison to ensure grower comparisons or tournaments are conducted in a reasonable and equitable way that does not disadvantage specific growers. The proposal is not final yet and will have to go through a 60-day public comment period like any other new proposal does. According to Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack, the rule would address a range of abuses in the tournament system and the additional capital investment requirements that poultry companies commonly ask of their contract growers for broiler chickens. So think about chicken houses and the equipment
something
within
we
those
hear
houses.
a lot about.
Yeah. Under the new proposal, companies would be required to disclose, quote unquote, the nature, purpose, and financial opportunities and risks for growers around additional capital investments. So I think some of the concern here is, one, how are producers getting paid, and how are they being compared to others? Is that fair? The other thing is, I think a lot of these integrators come down on growers a lot on their facilities for those chickens.
Yes.
And, that investment for that new facility or that new heater or fan or whatever it may be inside that house is incredibly substantial financially.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people don't have that capital on hand to do that. So you're having to go out and get a loan, or maybe that loan had already been paid off and you're doing pretty good. Now you're having to get back into another loan.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens and how integrators react to it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, and your point's well made. So this is not final.
No, it's not.
This just opens up a public comment period.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people in support of it, but there's also a lot of organizations that aren't.
Yeah. Well, you can see it kind of making sense right here on paper.
Yeah.
It's growers, are likely going to be supportive, and integrators may not. But as you mentioned, a 60-day public comment period. We always encourage you to make your voice heard.
Absolutely.
Be a part of that process. I'm sure you can reach out to Jared Garrett and our commodities team on John's team and ask questions or kind of work with him to get comments submitted. Or
like I said, I'm not the expert. I'm kind of just the messenger in this situation.
Well, that's everything we report on just about.
So, please contact Jared Garrett. He's up to date on a lot of this stuff, if not all of it.
Good deal. Well, look, my first story of the day offers a bit of a unique twist for Arkansas agriculture. Arkansas Farm Bureau member and Pulaski County Farm Bureau board member Margie Raimondo has been working behind the scenes to pull this together. The University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture has signed a memorandum of understanding with Core University of Sicily. Core University was founded in 2005, and it's an independent private higher ed institution with more than 8,000 students. The university offers 21 degree courses across 5 schools, which includes engineering and architecture, economics and law, human and social sciences, classical, linguistic and educational studies, and medicine and surgery. The agreement is meant to further international cooperation in research and education, including joint research projects, faculty guest lectures, and exchanges of student, faculty, and researchers, as well as research reports and other materials. The agreement runs for 5 years and involves no financial obligations for either Core or the U of A. The agreement does say the 2 institutions will seek funding to support cooperative programs. Now, there was a Sicilian delegation on site here in Little Rock for the signing event yesterday. Dr. D.Q. Fields, head of the UA System Division of Ag, provided an introduction to agriculture in Arkansas and the land grant mission of the university. The delegation also took in presentations about heirloom wheat varieties at Extension headquarters yesterday. The partnership was part of the work of the Little Rock Sister City Commission, who has worked for 2 years to build a relationship with the city of Sicily. Much like here in Arkansas, agriculture is the cornerstone of Sicily. According to Margie Raimondo, she said the relationship, though, goes beyond agriculture with cultural bonds rooted to the Italian communities here in Arkansas, including Lake Village, Tontitown, and Little Italy, which is just outside of Little Rock.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty cool deal. I was actually at Miss Margie's farm or little farm store,
Uh-huh.
and was trying to meet with her while she was with these people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And just to give her and her store a plug, she sells a lot of the pasta that these heirloom wheat varieties in Italy are sourced from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or that wheat's being used in the pasta that
In
she
the
sells
pasta.
in her store. And I actually had some the other night because I bought some while I was there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's delicious.
Ancient Grains.
Yeah.
Justin Roten from our team. I know I've already talked about him once, but he went over and produced a video with this, so you can see that on our Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. But he was talking to Dr. Fields, and he talked about that Ancient Grains piece and how the growers in Sicily are growing, from these seeds that were derived from these ancient varieties, untouched, unchanged.
Yep.
And they're kind of starting to look at that health benefits and so on and so forth as part of this program. So I thought it was really cool. Like I said, you don't really think about Sicily much when you think about Arkansas Ag, but sounds like a cool project with some potential future benefits.
Yeah, talking with Miss Margie, it seems like the nutritional value of that grain is what they're focusing on, right?
Yeah. Well, she has cooked for us here at Farm Bureau before, one of those delicious Sicilian meals, and I can tell you, she's got it down.
Yeah, she
That's
does.
some good food. All right, well, let's take a break for a minute and hear a little bit more about a Farm Bureau membership.
Your Arkansas Farm Bureau membership supports the work we do on behalf of Arkansas farmers, ranchers, and communities around the state. A $40 annual Farm Bureau membership makes a difference in your neighborhood. From youth leadership programs and academic scholarships to hunger relief and disaster support, you can make a difference and be a champion for your community. Join at arfb.com.
All right. Keeping with my livestock trend here,
Okay.
I'm going to
it.
do some cattle reporting. How about
All
that?
right.
So USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service, NASS, recently published their May cattle on feed report, and numbers are showing to be a little bit lower than last year at this time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about a little supply and demand. Just
All right.
keep that in
Boom.
mind. As of May 1st, total inventory of cattle and calves on feed across U.S. feedlots with a capacity of 1,000 or more head totaled 11.6 million head of cattle. Compared to May 1st, 2023, and that report, we're down 1% a year ago. This marks the first time since fall 2023 that the inventory levels were below year-ago levels. Placements in feedlots during April 2024 totaled 1.66 million head, which is a 6% decrease compared to the April 2023 report. Dr. James Mitchell, he's our beef economist here at the U of A,
Okay.
who I sourced this information from, gave a breakdown of weight categories, and there seems to be a trend. Placements at less than 600 pounds were down 7%, 600 to 699 pounds down 10%, 700 to 799 pounds down 9%, 800 to 899 pounds down 4%, and both 999 pounds and 1,000 pounds plus remained unchanged.
Okay.
So kind of down all across the board.
Yep.
Dr. Mitchell noted that the decrease in placements, specifically in lighter cattle, is expected to impact future market supplies. The May WASDE forecast for 2023 beef production set at 26.62 billion pounds and is 1% lower than last year's production of 27.03 billion pounds. The May forecast for beef production is up from the January 2024 forecast to 484 pounds. Dr. Mitchell cites heavier cattle leaving feedlots as contributing to the upward move in that area. Steer dressed weights are averaging 18 pounds heavier than in 2023 at 920 pounds. The industry tends to see a seasonal decline in dressed weights through the spring and summer, but so far in 2024 we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
After, I guess, talking to our expert here, Mr. Jake Cartwright, he has wanted me to pass on that because of the low inventory levels. What does that really mean for us, right? It means we could potentially see higher prices per head of cattle. But he also did want me to mention that every inventory statistic all the way from on the farm to packaged beef and cold storage is down across the country compared to last year. So we can expect potentially higher prices. Farmers can expect potentially higher prices for their cattle, but we may also expect higher prices at the grocery store.
Well, to see these numbers be down, inventory numbers, takes me back to last year. You remember with the drought and hay shortages and things like that, where you saw inventory drop big time. That's what makes this stand out to me, because if we're below those numbers.
One thing I failed to mention that Mr. Cartwright wanted to add is that not only I asked, is this part of the drought we had a year or two ago, or 2-year stretch of it, cattle inventory also goes in a cycle. And if you look at it on a graph, it's a roller coaster, right? Or a wave. And we're approaching, if not already in that low valley. Yeah. And then we'll eventually start working our way back up. So kind of a combination of two different things. While we are where we are.
Yeah. It seems like I remember him saying that when he wrote that that Ag Insider last year, and we brought him on for a deep dive. And I remember him saying he has a way of kind of calming you down a little bit. Yeah. But I remember him saying, like, "Hey, look, it's okay. The cattle market ebbs and flows. Yeah, we're in a valley.
This is what it is.
We'll come back out to a peak, but it may take 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
or maybe I'm overshooting it, but it's going to take some time.
You get into higher cattle inventory and beef inventory, price is going to fall.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe. So I don't know. We live in weird times. Things are expensive.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we prepare for the Arkansas Farm Bureau Foundation trap shoot tomorrow. Speaking of, you're shooting in that, aren't you?
Oh, man, I'm going to knock them out.
I know you are. Somebody walked into my office this morning and said, "Hey, I'm going to have to go to
John McMahon."
Yeah, well, that was the first thing they said. Is I'm worried about John McMahon. But he said, "Hey, turns out I'm going to have a meeting.
Yeah.
Would you like to take my place on our team?" And I said, "Your team does not want me to take your place. I can assure you that." He's like, "Well, I kind of just, I'm not very good either."
Yeah.
And I said, "No, you better keep on looking, because I don't."
So you turned them down?
I did. I can't, man. Look here, I'm terrible.
Zero fun.
Yeah. Well, whatever it may be. My time will be spent otherwise.
Don't feel too
not
bad.
dragging somebody's points
Our
down.
EVP stole one of our team members.
Yeah.
So
I talked to that team member yesterday. I said, "You shooting with your old department?" He's like, "No, I'm not."
Just got up and left.
Yeah. So
I'll remember that too.
Yeah, you should.
I will not forget.
Hold them accountable. All right.
I'm a man that knows how to hold a grudge.
Yes. Well, good. Some recent news about a gift from the foundation. That's what we were talking about. The foundation.
Yeah,
My goodness. For a gift by the foundation for Arkansas Tech University. The Arkansas Farm Bureau Foundation has donated $75,000 to aid in the construction of a new agricultural education building at Arkansas Tech in Russellville. The funds will go to support the construction of a new I just read that, of a new learning laboratory in that building. Of the building, and then part of that will be the learning laboratory. The lab will be named the Arkansas Farm Bureau Education Lab. The building will serve as the new home of the Department of Agriculture and Tourism at Arkansas Tech. The Agriculture and Tourism program provides rigorous classroom and experiential learning experiences to prepare students for a future career in two of the state's top industries, with agriculture obviously being number one there. On the ag side of the program, that department offers degrees in agriculture business, animal science, horticulture, ag education, and pre-veterinary. Each of the degree paths offer hands-on learning opportunities, some of which will take place in this new lab. So anyway, just want to give a shout out to the foundation and those who made that possible to give that donation to Arkansas Tech.
I would like to look into that department, like the tourism side of it. Are they separate from the agriculture side of the school, or are they kind of are they combining that, and are they talking about the hunting side of tourism in the state? Or is it just outdoor recreation? Or?
So I did a little bit of looking around yesterday as I was kind of preparing the
Or
story.
agritourism?
No. So I think they're pretty separate. Number one, I'll say this. I noticed, especially at the 2-year school level, that when we started seeing, I'll say even in Tunica, when we started seeing some of the more, some of the casino resort type stuff pop up, a lot of these 2-year schools started putting in sort of hospitality, tourism. And, tourism's a big industry in Arkansas anyway.
Yep.
So I assume that's kind of what Arkansas Tech has done. So that school has been combined before this. But I looked around. So you've got the ag, which are the programs I talked about, the degree path. Under the tourism piece, it was a lot like game warden type, I'd say outdoors type degree programs there.
Okay.
I'd have to look at it again, but more so than, I don't know, hotel manager. Those
Maybe more like a forest ranger.
Yeah, I would say all of that
Yeah.
rather than the hospitality piece, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
But you're right; it's an interesting combo, and feels like it's pretty holistic, especially from the ag side.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from animal science to agronomy. So
That's cool.
I dig it. All right, what you got for us?
You all ready, right?
Oh, yes. The way I fumbled through that last story, I don't know if I can answer trivia.
The anxiety I live with all through the week just because of this part of the show.
It doesn't hit me until I get
Just feels
to
so
this
much
point.
better after we get done here.
Yeah,
That makes me feel all warm inside.
I bet it does. You make me feel the opposite of that.
Speaking of warm inside, it's time to play.
That pregnant pause was
The delivery
really,
there
yeah,
was new.
I like that. Yeah, I did. I like
I
that.
thought you might like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right. What category today?
Who picked first last time?
I did. I think.
I'm not going art.
Dude, I commend you for that.
I'm
Geography was
really good
also
at knowing
tough.
what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
We always seem to do history or geography. What about entertainment?
Oh, I like
I never
that.
pick
All
entertainment.
right.
It's much harder
Entertainment
than
then.
you would think.
Yeah.
On whose 1989 trash quotes
Okay.
release were Steven Tyler and John Bon Jovi guest performers?
Oh, I don't know who put out trash.
I really liked how he put the quotes there,
Mm-hmm.
so it didn't seem like it was his opinion that it was trash.
Oh, I
What's the
assumed
name
that
of
was a
an
proper
album?
noun, right?
Yeah.
The name of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also,
So they were the guests on it, or
yeah,
They were the
Steven
guests.
Tyler and Bon Jovi were the guests on this album.
Sting?
Oh, that's a nice guess.
Yes, Sting made an album called Trash.
Did he?
Run DMC.
No,
Okay.
Alice Cooper.
Who was closer, do you think, in that?
Speaking of, we did dust. Speaking of the last day of the school in summer, we did dust off Alice Cooper on the ride to school
Did you?
that day. Yeah, yeah. That guy, he could have made no other songs, and
Yeah.
the royalties,
Yeah.
I can only assume.
Yeah.
Think about that. He's the only person that's ever wrote a song about school being out
For the
Yeah.
summer.
for the
Right.
summer. You know.
Well,
So anyway,
he's apparently a phenomenal person.
yeah.
There's a couple of YouTube videos of him preaching.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Phenomenal. And his message is spot on.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Fascinating. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Wasn't
he's-
that song in Dazed and Confused? The movie?
Yes, it opens up.
Does
I
it?
think it is
Yeah,
Dazed and
yeah.
Confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, well, that's a good movie too.
all right. What's next?
I'm afraid to do entertainment. History. I don't know why I would say
Good
that.
choice. It's an ag question today.
Oh,
Oh.
For what purpose did George Washington Carver originally encourage farmers to grow peanuts?
Peanut butter?
No, I think he
Didn't
was
he
on
invent
to
peanut
the
butter?
agronomic piece here. I think he was to rid themselves of a certain pest.
The boll weevil?
You're kind of getting along the right train of thought.
I bet
but
not. Okay.
crop rotation.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Crop rotation. All right.
We talk a lot about crop rotation. He was encouraging them
That's the whole reason
plant
peanuts
peanuts.
are here, right?
Yeah.
In Arkansas, I mean,
Yeah.
just in the
Exactly.
last decade. or
They have a
so.
lot of biomass, so yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, they keep out. I think it's cotton, right? They rotate with cotton.
Well, I mean, that's
I
what you're
believe
worried
you're
about
right.
in cotton is boll weevil.
Yeah, there is something. I don't think I want to say it's more along the lines of like root knot nematode in soybeans or something, but the cotton equivalent. Anyway, we're sounding like dummies now, but at least we got fairly close on that.
That could be a deep dive.
Oh,
You were so close. You're saying now, but I mean,
yeah. I hear you, and I don't disagree necessarily. We haven't done anything on cotton.
No, that's true.
We should find something to do.
all right. Hopefully, you're going to get one. So pick another.
Let's go. Well, give me.
Right now, there's arts, science, general, geography. I can refresh this
Let's go
and
with general.
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 Yeah, I like that.
You see when he said arts, I was
Yeah, I know. That's what got me laughing.
all right. I'm going to butcher this name, but let me try it a couple of times.
Okay.
Homophobia is the fear of what? And it's actually
wearing too many clothes, given that summer's coming up.
Fear of a dirty house.
no. Fog or humidity. It's the fear of fog or humidity. So
Well, there's another one I can mark off my list that I won't ask again.
all right.
All right.
That's all I got today.
Well,
You're 0 for 3.
Congratulations, you won.
whatever this app is, let's steal his iPad and delete that.
It's a good app.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It does what it's intended to do.
Technology's never made me so angry. All right, well, that wraps up the news for this week. Thanks for following along with the Arkansas AgCast. We're grateful for you taking the time to watch and listen.
Yeah, remember you can catch new episodes of the show every Thursday afternoon. Find video episodes on Facebook and YouTube, and listen to the audio version wherever you listen to podcasts.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review when you have a few extra minutes. The Arkansas AgCast is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau. I'm Jason Brown,
And I'm John McMinn.
and we'll see you next week.